You only live once. I heard this sentence very often in my life. Every time I had to miss a party of my friends, the so-called FOMO came, the fear of missing out. The fear of missing something was my constant companion as a teenager. I began to look into spiritual teachings when I heard about the concept of reincarnation for the first time. Many fundamental doubts disappeared. My life changed completely. I found logical answers to burning questions. Where do I come from? Where am I going? Why is there so much injustice in the world? Everything could be answered conclusively with the idea of reincarnation. Reincarnation means that an individual spiritual being uses a physical body again and again to come to Earth. The physical body is a kind of spacesuit for the Earth. We are not astronauts, we are terranauts. The destiny of the individual is essentially co-determined by the deeds in previous Earth lives. This is karma. The true self of the human being, the eternal spirit, continues to develop through sequential incarnations. In spiritual teaching, we find clear descriptions of reincarnation, most clearly in Buddhism and Hinduism. The so-called samsara, the wheel of rebirth, describes the constantly recurring cycle of becoming flesh and returning to the spiritual world. The Gilgul Neshamot is the central element of Kabbalah and describes the concept of transmigration of souls, which is widespread in Jewish mysticism. The Christian churches reject reincarnation. Nevertheless, we find references to reincarnation in the Gospels of the Bible. Christ refers to John the Baptist as the Elijah who came again. The Austrian philosopher and scientist Rudolf Steiner said, "As a physical human being, I am descended from other physical human beings, because I have the same shape as the whole human genus. So the characteristics of the genus could be acquired within the genus by heredity. As a spiritual human being, I have my own shape, as I have my own biography. So I can have this shape from nobody else than from myself. And since I have come into the world, not with the indeterminate, but with the determinate mental endowments, since my life path, as it is expressed in the biography, is determined by these dispositions, therefore my work on myself cannot have begun at my birth. I must have been present as a spiritual human being before my birth. I certainly did not exist in my ancestors, because they are different from me as a spiritual human being. My biography is not explainable from theirs. I must be rather, as a spiritual being, the repetition of such, from whose biography mine is explainable. Just as the physical human being is again and again a repetition, a re-embodiment of the human being, so the spiritual human being must be a re-embodiment of the same spiritual human being. Therefore, as a spiritual human being, each one is precisely a genus of his own. Is the physical body just a spacesuit that we use during our Earth mission? Does death simply mean that we take off our spacesuit? Are we in reality unique spiritual beings who live on in the higher spiritual worlds even without a physical body? The German poet Johann Wolfgang von Goethe wrote in a letter, When a human being is 75 years old, he cannot deny that he sometimes thinks of death. This thought leaves me in complete peace, because I have the firm conviction that our spirit is a being that is completely indestructible in nature. It is a continuing being from eternity to eternity. It is similar to the sun, which seems to set even before our earthly eyes, but which actually never sets, but continues to shine unceasingly.